Hello YouTube, this is the Canadian Fanatic with yet another deck profile. I've updated my Elemental Heroes deck, and made a few changes, took out a lot of cards, mostly haven't added cards in, but it runs a lot smoother, so it warrants an entirely new video. That's the logic I'm sticking with. For those of you who didn't see the first Elemental Hero deck profile, we need to know about this deck, which this isn't all the cards, it's just the monsters. This deck is not intended to ever be feasible in the metagame, honestly. If it ever was good, that'd be a happy accident, but I'm not making this deck to fit the current way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is working. This is my troll deck, this is my practice deck to see if other decks are even remotely well made. And this is the deck I play against my friends when I just want to fuse a bunch of monsters together and completely make them upset with how many monsters that keep showing up on the field every turn. So, as always, you can leave suggestions on how to improve this and comments and shit like that. But as far as, hey, use Neos Alias, or hey, always do Absolute Zero, I'm probably not going to listen to those. I'm sticking with the original Elemental Heroes. I may use Alias at some point, but I'll have to, read into it. So, until then, this is the kind of deck I'm running, and here's the profile. Beast King Barbaros. Not an Elemental Hero, but this gives this deck some much-needed attack power without a fusion. And when you reborn, it has 3,000, so very helpful. This card has saved this deck. If it weren't for this card, this deck, I would be asking for help for this deck. So, great card. Double Neos. This is why the only reason I would ever use Neos Alias is just to replace these two Neos. I only use them to fuse, really. I don't have any cards that particularly are useful with them. But it's nice to reborn or oversoul, so, Triple Avion, you'll see why when I get to the fusions. Double Clayman, double Burstinatrix, double Sparkman, Necroshade, and Wild Heart. He's only here to fuse with Necroshade. Necroshade's effect I abuse, and I love abusing it. And double Bubbleman. Yeah, that was fun to say. And then for support cards, I have two Rottweiler. I don't have Miracle Fusion, so bringing Polymerization back is an absolute must. Supply, and Sengen. Moving on to spells. Triple Polymerization and Future Fusion. And then I have Hero with Hero Flash. Probably going to take out HR and Hero Flash and then add in another E or two and an O, but as of the time being, I don't have the cards for that, and I do enjoy using Hero Flash, especially with Neos. Double Skyscraper, double Reinforcement of the Army, double Warrior Returning Alive, Mystical Space Typhoon, Lightning Vortex, and Monster Reborn. I'm probably going to replace MST with Heavy Storm when I get it, but until then, meh. Moving on to traps. Got one trap hole. Don't really know what to replace that with, except maybe a Torrential. Backup Soldier, Hero Signal, Hero Blast, and Draining Shield. Draining Shield is so much fun because nobody expects it. That's it for the main deck. It's sitting at, I think, 49, which is a little big, but again, this deck isn't meant to be good. It's just meant to be a little trolly and really fun to use, and it is. Anyway, in terms of fusions, I have a strict only one of each fusion card rule set in place by myself. So, and for the time being, this is what I have. Mariner, Steam Healer, Rampart Blaster, Thunder Giant, Flame Wingman. I don't use him as much as I would think. I also don't use Thunder Giant as much as I thought I would. Mudball Man. I actually use him more than I use Flame Wingman and Thunder Giant, hilariously. This deck lacks a lot of defense. Necroid Shaman. Again, the only reason to have Wild Heart is to fuse Necroshade. and Elemental Hero Great Tornado. He's the first one I have that just calls for a hero and an attribute. Amazing. I'm getting more as soon as I can. And then, just as a little side note, card here, Cosmic Compass. And I'm thinking about putting this in the deck. I haven't tested it out yet, but just a little passing thought I may pass on. So that's pretty much it for my Elemental Hero deck. As always, yeah, comment, do all that palaba. Go ahead and like this if you like these kind of videos, or you want to see more Elemental Heroes in the future. But really fun to use, and that's really what counts to me, and that's really what should count to everybody who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, winning is nice and all, but the game should just be about having fun, and believe me, this deck is fun. If I had Miracle Fusion, it would be even more fun, but as for right now, it doesn't even need that to still be an amazingly fun deck to use. So yeah, that's about all there is to it. This deck's extremely shallow. So, until the next time I have an update video, this has been the Can Fanatic, signing off. Where'd my cursor go?